Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, maybe even Justin Herbert in 2021 in the AFC postseason?
Yeah, the AFC is going to be a bear. I mean, you just mentioned the quarterbacks and teams. And look, I mean, you can say what you want about Lamar Jackson. He knows what he's got to do. He's got to win in the postseason. They're probably going to lead the league in rushing. He's going to be an MVP candidate. But you got to do it in the postseason. I mean, Peyton Manning struggled, early on in his career in the postseason. Got bounced out of some, I mean, you got to win the postseason. That's how all these guys get measured. That's how teams get measured. That's how quarterbacks get measured. It's just the way it is. The way it's always been. And so they all know what they got to do. Baker knows that, the postseason, beat Pittsburgh, a floundering Pittsburgh team doesn't do much for them. They got to go beat Kansas City, when they get a chance. And so that's what we're up against. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, it looks like it goes through Buffalo and Kansas City right now. And until it doesn't, until somebody upsets them. But that's kind of how it's set up right now.
Give me a dark horse team that's going to surprise people in 2021.
I think the New York Giants have a chance. I mean, defensively, they were really good last year. I think they've addressed some things offensively. If the offensive line comes together, they had about a 6-week stretch last year where they played really well. But if you get Saquon back and the offensive line comes together, I know defensively they're going to be a good football team. That coach, Patrick Graham, he's going to be a head coach in this league. I'd say the Giants have a chance to be a dark horse. We know that the division isn't strong. I expect Washington to win it. But I expect the Giants to be highly, highly competitive this year.
Do you believe we need voluntary OTAs?
Well, I think OTAs are really important for young players. Yeah. I mean, none of these guys have seen what an NFL playbook looks like. There's a whole list of techniques and fundamentals you got to learn that you got to put in your toolbox. And the off-season is important to a lot of these young players. Look, a guy, a Travis Kelce probably doesn't need any. Probably the best thing he could do is lay on the beach and get rested for the season. But for the most part, any player, a Mekhi Becton, he needs the off-season. He's got to still sharpen some tools. He could be like a perennial Pro Bowl left tackle in his business, but I think he needs work. So young players need to work. They need to learn how to work, and they need to learn their system. We got a lot of new coaches, a lot of new coordinators in this league. You got to learn the system. In order to play fast on Sundays, you got to do it without thinking. And the best way to do that is to really rep your business, in the off season.
He's one of the best. Follow him on Twitter, @BaldyNFL. Brian Baldinger, also an analyst, Compass Media Networks, here with the Odyssey app, Fox Sports, the whole thing. You got to pay attention to him. Brian, thank you for the time, buddy.
My pleasure, Ken. Anytime. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You too. Brian Baldinger on the hotline. Fantastic stuff from him. I wanted to ask him about those 4 quarterbacks for a reason, especially with Ryan Tannehill. I'll get to that here in a moment. With what he says about the Giants, it's very much put up or shut up with Daniel Jones. We certainly know that. And I will get to the Packers situation coming up here later on, because everybody's got to have an opinion on it. I think that the Packers have made their bed. I think that they have to lay in. And over with Las Vegas, if I'm going to bring up Aaron Rodgers, part of the reason we don't talk about Derek Carr is because of John Gruden. Because John Gruden is consistently, while he's great on Sundays, every other day of the week, every offseason over the last now 3 years, is constantly flirting with other quarterbacks. They had a top 10 offense in the league. He was right about that. Henry Ruggs last year was a mess, and Justin Jefferson didn't make him look any better. But you have a top 10 offense, there has to be credit given. Yeah, offensive line play was great last year. We'll see what they return in 2021 with all those changes. But with a guy like Derek Carr, we don't talk about him, and it's simply just because who his head coach is. Because his head coach doesn't want to talk about him. Coming up at 12:20 p.m. Eastern, Work or Shoot. Mark Medina talks hoops with us at 12:40 p.m. Eastern. Up next, the end is near, Titans fans. Ken Carman, CBS Sports Radio.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late. And that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
The Adam Cole Show.
The Carolina Hurricanes didn't lose their grip on winning the Stanley Cup in early April, but they allowed their window to shut on them by essentially doing nothing at the trade deadline. And I see a lot of people on Twitter who follow the Hurricanes with us have pointed it out. You said at the time, the fact that they added nothing.
The Adam Cole Show, weekdays starting at noon on 99.9 The Fan.
United States Deputy Sheriff's Association is a national nonprofit and America's largest non-governmental provider of services to law enforcement. USDSA assists city, county, state, and federal law enforcement agencies through our many varied programs, including free safety equipment donations, free officer survival training, cash donations, and condolence letters to the family of law enforcement officers who perish in the line of duty. USDSA also offers college scholarships for the dependent children of law enforcement, along with the Citizen Awareness Program and thank you cards to law enforcement. These are just some of the ways United States Deputy Sheriff's Association assists America's law enforcement and the citizens they serve. For more information about United States Deputy Sheriff's Association or to see how you can help, visit www.usdeputy.org. United States Deputy Sheriff's Association, taking training to the next level because lives are